Hey guys, this is Micah with Nexus Mag with your review of Project Highrise. Project Highrise is a game that's very similar to SimTower for the PC and Yoot Tower for Android devices. You start off with a tiny office building and it's up to you to grow it in size. There are varying levels of difficulty, which is great. Sometimes you want to be able to enjoy the game without all the worry of failing easily, and sometimes after you learn the game well enough, you want the challenge of knowing if you mess up, you can lose. I've put in about 15 hours of gameplay already, and I'll probably be putting in another 40 easily. Though it was just released in September, they are releasing updates regularly, and even seasonal updates, including one for this past Halloween. Though similar to SimTower in a lot of ways, it is a game that stands on its own. You have to manage a building like you never had to do in SimTower. You need to make sure that you run lines for electricity, water, gas, phones, and cable TV to the offices, businesses, restaurants, and residences that demand it. On top of that, each residence, business, or office are going to require different things. Some residences only need electricity and water. The more luxurious the apartment, the more demands they will have, including maid services, dog walkers, and even florists. Offices may require bottled water service, courier services, an ID department, and even places to make copies. This is a level of micromanagement that really sets this game apart from other tower building games. You also have goals that you can accept, like to move X amount of people in, have X amount of office workers, or have a certain amount of large restaurants, which all come in handy, because the higher level apartments and offices will demand these types of things as prerequisites before you can move people into them. Other than gaining money, you also gain buzz and influence. Buzz lets you put out advertisements that help give you an advantage in the game, like increased foot traffic, or discounts for building various things. This buzz effect only lasts for 24 hours in game though, so you need to build more buzz to take out another advertisement. Each time you do this though, the cost of each advertisement increases. With influence, you must use these to get laws passed in political settings. This will allow you to build a taller and then a wider tower than you can by default. There isn't an inherent leveling system, but you must obtain higher prestige to be able to unlock certain apartments, offices, restaurants, and businesses. On top of all of this, you have to make sure your maintenance staff is on top of renovating all the worn down areas in your tower, or people will get upset and leave. You have to make sure to balance the luxuriousness of your building with the rent. The more foot traffic a business has and more profit they make, the less likely they will move out if you bump up the rent a little. There are so many fine nuances in the game that I really can't cover them all in a review, but none of them ever felt daunting in the game. As your building grows, however, you will need to make sure to keep your eye out for problems that you may miss. There are ways to see trouble spots early, but if you don't pay attention, you may have a mass exodus on your hands before you even realize it. There are a lot of good things in this game, and there's very little bad. The stuff that is bad are tiny problems that may get fixed in another update. The good is that there is a great amount of micromanagement in this game without being overbearing. There is a nice variety of businesses, offices, apartments, and activities to keep you entertained. With frequent updates by the developers, you can replay the game with new elements and make your building different each time. The learning curve is very nice in that if you expand slowly, you will learn how to manage a building slowly and have a higher level of success. The gameplay is just addictive. I love building and love seeing how each part is going to interact with another. After a while, you can set repairs to automatic once you get enough influence, and once you have a section of building doing well, you can sort of put it in the back of your mind and not worry about it, and you can focus on the new sections that you're building. With all the good, there are a few bad things. If you lack some foresight about the placement of things in the basement, it can be quite costly to fix. I really wish there was a move function instead of having to destroy what I've already built. And of course, I would understand if it came at a cost, but it would still need to be cheaper than having to actually destroy and then rebuild. When you destroy, a lot of the times you could take utilities offline and having to rebuild them can cause a lot of problems with the tenants. You can pause the game to do this, but that just seems like it's unnecessary when you can add a move function in the game. The replayability to the game, there is some, but it isn't very high. The game could be purchased for under 40 Tunisian dinar, but I would have liked to see more of a replayability already in this game. There may be some in future updates, but that remains to be seen. The last one is a little complaint, but the graphics in the game aren't all that great. The artwork is a little bland and it's noticeable, but in the end it doesn't really detract from the gameplay. I just wish they could have done something a little different with the graphics. Overall, I give this game a 9 out of 10. This is a must purchase for any simulation fans out there, and I think this would actually be a good game for others to try out as well if you've never played a tower building game or a simulation game before and you really think that the genre may intrigue you. This game can be purchased on g2a.com through the link in the description, and I would highly recommend you get it. Thanks for checking out this review of Project Highrise. If you've played this game, let us know if you agree or disagree with our opinion. You can post your comments and let us know. Until next review, take care.